Hi everyone, let's go over my two micro scenarios including potential trading setup, starting with the more bearish scenario where we would expect price to first move to the downside over here, in this then being an A, B, C zigzag, where inside this wave A we then have a 5-wave structure, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed then by, in this blue B, a 3-wave structure over here. Now this 3-wave structure looks to be then a zigzag structure as well, with a 5-wave move on the lower time frames in this wave A, followed then by a 3-wave structure in this wave B, before then another impulsive move to the downside in a wave C. Now, as you can see, the currently most common target area for this wave C, in this being an ABC, is the white target box over here, which is just below my blue target box. So my blue target box, ranging from 30.25k to basically 30.2k, is just above the white target area for wave C. Now that is not a problem per se, because of course price could move to the downside, wick in the target box for wave C, and eventually continue to the upside. But another opportunity, or another possibility I should say, is that if price is going to the upside just a little bit more to, for example, the 786, and then goes to the downside, you will see right now that the target box for wave C will move to the upside. So currently, the pivots that I chose are from the high of A to the low of A to the current high of B, and that's when you get this target area over here. But if we move up the high of B just a little bit, then you can see from the high that we have now, we're moving it to the 786, for example, and now you can see that the target area for wave C is moving up as well, where now the 1-to-1 is right inside the target box, the blue target box that I have as well. So another move to the upside before then moving to the downside is something I wouldn't mind. Of course, going down immediately is also no problem. And the bullish scenario is still one that I have to show, where we first go up. Of course, also a possibility, but as you can see, the potential trading setup, however, is if price would go to the downside, eventually we have the target box where potentially longs can be laddered. No financial advice, educational guys, you know it's YouTube. Stop loss below the low over here for then a move to the upside, where again you see a white target area over here. So this is a little bit of preparation work, where if this is an ABC expanding or a zigzag, which then is a 5-3-5 structure, then with the target area of wave C over here, as it stands now, we can predict a little bit what potentially the high of this wave C might be in an ABC. So the pivots I chose for this target area is the low of wave A to the high of A to then the expected low of wave B. And as you can see, the zero line over here is the price that I took at the moment at 30.171. So from the low to the high to the zero over here, and then the target area has very nice confluence, at least the 1-to-1 over here has very nice confluence with the daily naked point of control, and actually a couple of other confluences, as I do have a target box over here as well. So that could be quite an interesting scenario, where we first move to the downside, move to the upside, and hit this target box, and then depending on the volatility as well as the volume in both of the C waves, it's either a wave 3 or a wave C. So we do have to watch out, right? Because this move to the downside can also eventually maybe be a 1, 2, and then a bigger 3 to the downside. If volume is increasing and it's very impulsive to the downside, of course, this setup is going to be invalidated and shouldn't be taken at that, in that case. The same that if price is going to move to the upside, this could be a wave 1, a wave 2, and then a wave 3 to the upside. So if volume is increasing and it is very increasingly impulsive, this potential short scenario over here is also invalidated. So you always got to watch out, like, hey, if this is a wave C or potentially an ABC, right? It is a 5-3-5 structure, but it can also be a wave 1, 2, 3, right? So you always have to watch out, and you have to especially check the volume. So then the potential short scenario, if everything in this scenario as I have on the chart works out well, we then have the potential short scenario over here for then the stop loss above the high and then trading it to the downside, where, you know, I don't really have targets just yet. That really depends on how price is going to move over the upcoming days. If we then go to the, let's say, more bullish scenario, let's go to the 5-minute time frame, have this as a 3-wave structure in an ABC, followed then by another ABC corrective structure over here, and then you would expect a continuation to the upside, as this then is a 3, 3, and you would expect another 3. Now, if this is then a wave Y, of course a wave Y can be an expanding flat, so that would be a 3, 3, and then eventually a 5, where the low over here of this then being an ABC is taking the origin of wave C. However, this is already a very long move in time compared to this wave C. This wave C, as you can see, is more vertical, more to the upside. And if this is an A, B, or a WXY, then this wave Y at the moment, it's very, very horizontal compared to the first structure, right? So this is currently more like an alternative scenario, I suppose, compared to the more bearish scenario that I have, where eventually price would first move to the downside. And if we look at the CVD divergences at the moment, the bullish divergences already played out as mentioned in my morning video. So as mentioned then, we had the low over here, and we were making higher lows in price, but the yellow line, lower lows over here in the CVD. So that was a bullish divergences on the yellow line over here, and it has played out as we took this high over here. So the moment the high is taken, the divergence has played out. So therefore the yellow line as it stands now is neutralized. If we then look at the blue line at the moment, you can see actually literally just now before recording, we have, you could say, some bullish divergences here. So if we zoom into, this is 5-minute time frame stuff, by the way, guys. So you have this low over here, and currently price making a higher low on price, and then on the CVD in blue a lower low. So higher low price, lower low on the blue line in CVD for potentially the scenario I explained as well, where wave B could find a little bit more upside the moment this high is taken over here. The bullish divergence has played out. So a little bit more upside before then eventually the downside in this particular scenario. And then eventually this, I mean, would of course be crazy if the drawing I have on my chart would actually play out, but this is then following the scenario I have on the chart right now, of course. So I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope this video was helpful or valuable to you as well. I'd like to thank you for watching and subscribing, and I will see you at the next one. Bye bye.